Her name is April. And to be honest with you, my daughter was having a great amount of issues. You know, she's young, going through stuff. And this girl, April, she's practically been living over in my house because she keeps my daughter out of trouble. And there was one night that I prayed. And I prayed so hard I cried. And the next day she comes up to me with her cell phone and says, I'm really freaked out. What is this? She took this picture with her cell phone. And if you can see that thing over her shoulder to the left, to me it looks a little bit like an angel.
Wow.
And then that's it blown up. But that was not there. We checked her room. We checked anything that could have blown there. So, and then the odd thing is, within a day or so, I'm on the porch. And I talk to them all the time. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't have many friends that are human. You guys are the only friends I have. And, you know, and then they say, the EVP April. Because she has helped me with my daughter. So I thought, you're watching every move I make. You can play. April's at the end. You kind of can't hear what I say very clearly, but play one more time. It was all within a 2-day period. Okay, now this is pretty interesting. I don't know if you're familiar with the shack hack or the ghost box. Yeah, and I'm sure if you saw Gary's presentation, he kind of told you about it, but we were in Preston Castle, and I don't really remember, I think Wait Like a Ghost, I remember hearing then, but when you use the ghost box, always record with it, because it's actually giving you the white noise for them, it's like clay for them to mold to develop EVP. So the first one, I asked something about, are there elementals? And they respond, they special. Wow. And that was off a ghost box. Wow. I mean, that's not very real. And from what I understand, they have special gifts, elementals. All right, the next one is just waiting for those.
Are we talking to a child? Are we talking to a child?
So you have to understand it's not an EVP, it's a shack hack radio that we're listening back to on the spot. That's why you hear us comment. This next one kind of rips my heart out because you hear this one guy say, I can't even read the paper. And I think we're asking, you know, what's it like to be dead? Can we help you? And it's like, you know, I'm actually going to call the woman at Preston Castle and say, leave a newspaper there. If not, why don't you just read it to them in there? You know, make his life a little bit easier. But you don't think of these things unless you ask, you know? I'm sure that's a radio broadcast. Okay, this is really good. This, we were in Mansfield, and Mansfield is absolutely nuts. If anybody gets a chance to go, I would go. The first one, we had a group of people, and we actually all heard disembodied the cell door close. And the cell door closing only makes one noise. When you hear it, there's nothing else it can be. Then, Nick, who's the huge psychic battery, asked for the other group, you know, can you guys do that again? Well, they didn't do it again, but when we played back our recorder, we caught the sound of the cell door closing.
Can you do us a favor and shut on the jail bells like you did for us earlier? So everybody can hear it. Can we do that again?
And nobody heard that.
Can you do us a favor and shut on the jail bells like you did for us earlier? So everybody can hear it. Can we do that again?
Okay, the next one, this is pretty interesting. We had a lot of heavy-duty, intense activity in the cell 44. So much with the women, and, you know, it was just this bullying spirit that really knew how to manipulate energy. At this point, Nick had to step out of the cell. Even he couldn't be in there. He was like, well, there's too much in there. And at that point, you'll hear me say, do you need to leave to a girl in the cell? And over that, It's kind of an overlay, but once you hear it, I think it's posed to Nick. You'll hear somebody say, I love your mustache. And the next one there is, pretty profound to me because we're thinking, how do you get this energy? How do you develop the use of, draining us, taking our energy? And we get an EVP that says, we need people. That's up. Do you need help? Okay, this is another one from Mansfield. This one was, again, we were with Nick. This lady said she saw a shadow person, and evidently the ghost heard her. And this is just my thought on it. So maybe she thought she saw it, she didn't see it, and you hear this guy say, they're bullshitters. But not only does he say it, if you listen to the voice, it's a tangible voice. It's got, you can hear the vocal cords in it. And what's interesting is months later,